Hello, I'm Octavian Badescu, the founder of Freedom Group Real Estate. As you know, I'm analyzing different properties, different opportunities for real estate investment in Phuket, focusing on the places where I put money, not only words, and places where I would put money if I would have enough money, let's say. So today we have the opportunity to have a discussion with Mr. Anthony Bygraves. He is the CEO of the Zero Bangtao projects and also the Zero Nayang project. There are two different projects in different stages of construction, one more advanced than the other. I personally invested in the Zero Bangtao project, but I'm looking carefully also for the pre-sale phase. This is a good opportunity. The pre-sale phase for Zero Nayang project, and I already gave some arguments why I invested. Today I would like to, and I think we will be very let's say eager to hear from his side, his perspective, why he came in Phuket, who is he first of all, and why he came in Phuket, and why he also thinks that Phuket is a good opportunity of investment. And in the same time, he is more aware about the unique selling proposition of these projects. So I would also like to explain, to hear from himself, what are the unique selling proposition of these two projects. So, Tony, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start by saying a few things about yourself, because we are two foreigners here in Phuket.
Yeah.
I'm from Romania, came to invest, and you came from UK,
Yeah.
and from a different industry, and you start to develop.
True.
So what is your past, and what is the future?
Okay, I'd love to predict the future, but yeah. Name is Anthony Bygraves, but everyone calls me Tony, just for the record. I've had my own electronic AV fire and security company for over 40 years, which I exited out 2 or 3 years ago now, selling the assets off to a public company. Over those 40 years, we were, as a company, members of the National Security Institute, which is the gold standard, which is the highest you could get. The FSA, which is the Fire and Security Association, and the BSIA, which is the British Security Industry Association. So for all those years, starting as an engineer, we became accredited in all the main lines of regulatory bodies that you need to be to operate in the UK. And we worked in various sectors of the industry, from high net worth individuals to famous footballers and sports people. We worked in royal families, and a big part of our installation works within the business, service and maintenance that followed, was in real estate and construction, major construction. And it became apparent to me over the years, as I developed from a simple engineer selling security systems into then fire systems and AV, it was that there was a desire for a one-stop shop in all of these types of systems to avoid divorce liabilities. As I saw within the construction industry, lots of times when lots of different contractors were involved, and it wasn't being brought in together under one roof, which caused lots of problems. So hence we became a one-stop shop and became very successful at it. So I live in London, I live in Chelsea, and I've been a friend of Robert's for nearly 30 years now, and obviously he's seen my career grow, likewise I've seen his career grow. And
Robert, sorry to interrupt you, Robert being the founder, that I also, is one of my friend, the founder of this project.
Yeah, so Robert and I started to come here together sort of 7 or 8 years ago, and he had this desire to come and live out here. I was still obviously operating in the UK at the time, And it became, just over a period of time, with these sort of economic problems in the UK coming to the forefront, I kept saying to myself, pinching myself every day, what am I doing in London? Speaking to Robert quite often on the phone and seeing pictures on Facebook, not so much Facebook, but him sending me, sharing me items of him on the beach with the dogs and the family. And I think to myself, you know, what am I doing in a cold, blistery day in London, looking outside in the rain? Don't get me wrong, I live in a lovely apartment in London, but I think that after 40 years of being in a trusted business in security and looking after some very serious people, I thought it was a bit of me time. I thought, right, it's time to go and do something different and use my skill set in a different way, which is, of course, when I got the opportunity, I worked with Robert for about 18 months from afar, from London, looking at various aspects, but it was clear to me that I needed to be here, foot on the ground, to really give him and the business and the company the support it needs. You know, we've got Bang Tao, we've got Nyang, as you quite rightly say, but let's not forget, Robert actually started with 30 or 35 apartments in London. So the Zero London actually started in London. Now it's developed into Bang Tao, and then into Nyang. So the idea is to rebrand under the Zero Phuket, London, Bang Tao, Nyang. That will be the future of the business as we currently sit today. And who knows, there may be other sites to come in the future.
Yeah, that's very important that there is a track record, because usually, you know, with this new project, which are not ready to move, let's say, also in Romania we have our doubts, because we have our past experiences about developers who didn't deliver.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm always explaining our viewers that I don't invest unless I know the founders, I meet with them, I meet with the CEOs, I study the past, because we need to be sure that we don't lose the money when we invest in something. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
So this is also one of the reasons why I don't just explain why I invest, but we bring representative of these developers to see for yourself and to know them.
Yeah.
So what do you think now? How long are you in Phuket?
So I arrived here 8 weeks ago, and I've settled now in a villa, and I intend to stay here. I'm going back for Christmas. I have a daughter and 4 lovely grandkids, so I'll be going back to see them for 2 weeks. But I'm back here on the ground, making sure, number one, Bang Tao gets the sort of energy and what it deserves, and then also making sure that we get Nyang off to the right footing.
You've been in Phuket before,
Yes.
like tourist, right?
Yes.
So you already came several times.
Yeah.
You already are familiar with the project from London.
Yes.
And now 2 months in a row. So what do you think about Phuket real estate market in general? What do you think about the areas in Phuket, differences between them, and maybe why your projects stand out? Which are the main differentiators?
Yeah, 2 different real projects in 2 completely different areas. Obviously, Bang Tao is situated in a vibrant town with lots of beautiful beaches. Don't get me wrong, we're sitting here in this brand new beach club today. Beautiful beaches, but for me, this has some similarities to London, where there's more activity here. So I think that for me, this would be my perfect choice. But then other people that have a more sort of tranquil nature, that want a more, don't get me wrong, healthy as well, but more healthier lifestyle, perhaps Nyang might be the better option for them. Also with Nyang, you're 380 metres from the beach, you're 10 minutes from the airport, so if you feel as though a 14-hour flight from argument's sake from the UK is a long way and then you don't want to waste time in travelling to the south, then within 10 minutes you could be in your beautiful condo in Nyang. So I think there's a blend of 2, north v south, as we should probably say. And it's what personal people desire. I think that the marketplace, like we know from statistics that Bang Tao is so busy through the high season, and like Nyang is the same, but it won't have the same density of popularity in that area at the moment. But mark my words, I believe it will be the next high spot in Phuket.
Yeah, we filmed there, and we present our viewers some details. We did. So I also like the area, the proximity of the beach, with still a favorable prices, because here I think if you are looking at Mang Tao beach and you would have the same distance from the beach, I think would be much more expensive, the land.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have where to build anymore. And also I guess the stage of the project in Nayang, because it's a pre-sale, so if people are analyzing and deciding now in the next, let's say, days, weeks,
yeah,
right, they will have access to the lowest possible prices for sale,
yeah,
available throughout the project, let's say, evolution.
Yeah.
Right? Because Romanians are not quite familiar with this, but I explained it several times that here you can have appreciation in the prices. The developer is increasing the prices as the number of the units decreasing, available units decreasing, and the stage of the constructions are more evolved.
So the pre-launch ended, there was a wait list created, and you had, we offered it firstly to our existing buyers, you were one of them.
Yeah.
We then offered it to specific people that had shown interest already, and then we gave them to the 14th to pay 100,000 fully refundable deposit to have the first choice. The numbers, it was an overwhelming success, and we're looking at other ways now to open up the doors for some more people between now and the official launch, which will be on the 14th of November. So what we're doing is we're inviting people to show interest straight away, and then if we engage with them and we know what their financial situation is, how they want to try and make it work for them, we're going to try and be flexible with everyone we can. Obviously there's certain parameters we have to fix to, but if we can be as flexible as we can then look at people's circumstances. Some people say to us, I get my bonus in a specific time of the year and I want to pay then, or I want to come out and see the project first, when's the best time. You know, there's all these sort of things. Everyone's got their own sort of internal sort of scenarios going on in what fits their lifestyle.
Yeah.
All I can say to you is that we'll try and be as flexible and as adaptable as we possibly can to make you fit into our community. It's a great community.
Another differentiator is the number of units compared with other developers here, right? You have 150, 170, how many units are available? Here there are developers who have over 500 units in a project. So just for you to understand what is mass market and what is more exclusive. Here, how many units you have and how many were sold in the pre-sale already? So
Bang Tao has 85 condos, and of which we're about 63% sold already. Only launched last October, so we're on track there. We should be sold out hopefully by the end of the year. And construction is well underway with a completion sometime towards Q4 next year. That's the plan. With Nayang, as I said, the pre-launch closed on the 14th of October. We're now in a phase of between pre-launch and launch on the 14th, and we're inviting people to show interest and to sort of engage with us at an early day. And the more engagement we have, it gives them a better opportunity when we get to the launch date of these people have shown interest and they are bona fide investors as opposed to mystery shoppers. Mm-hmm. So they're real, and they really are showing their colours that they love the idea of being Nayang and being in that sort of beautiful natural part, the serene natural part, and it suits their budget, it suits their where they want to live in the future.
Yeah.
Even if it's partly they want to come live here for part-time of the year, and then we have a rental pool that we can then manage the process for them that allows them to choose when they want to stay in the condo, and then allow us to turn it for them and to get some of their money back and get a return on investment.
So that's another differentiator that I noticed also in the Zero project, the Zero Bang Tao, I mean, that the properties, once they buy, it will be managed
Yes.
by you in a
By
way
us.
as a hotel.
Yeah.
So that's also important for foreign investors, because many of them are thinking, okay, I buy the property, but who will take care of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in this project, the zero, both in Nayan and in Bang Tao,
Correct.
there will be property management practically assured by the developer
That's correct.
with rentals.
Correct.
What is the expected yield that realistically investors might, for me, for example, was not the yield who brought me here first, is the risk diversification.
Yeah.
But then you think also about and also I like to live
Yeah, of course.
here, so I'm thinking also if I can own for my own use, let's say. But if I'm looking also at the yield, what is the realistic expectations for these two projects for investors?
You're looking at around about 10%. That's you see all sorts of numbers banded around towns, etc. But we can demonstrate easily on both schemes that you'll get around 10% return on investment.
On a long-term rental or short-term, or managed by you?
Managed by us over a 12-month period.
With a percentage to them and a management percentage for you, right?
Yeah.
And they can get around 10%.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the
That's
other
very good.
The other thing that we should mention is that by being boutique-y, as in smaller, 85, as opposed to being part of the concrete jungle that everyone else seems to want to build, not only does it give you sort of a more personalised environment to live in, but when you want to sell it eventually, right, there'll only be a short few people that on the market at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas in the concrete jungles, then there's hundreds that could be on the market, well, not hundreds, but there could be multiple people on the market at the same time, which obviously would not give your particular condo the best advantage.
So this is something that you cannot ignore when you invest in real estate, the potential for appreciation in price and the availability of units.
Correct.
So I can easily understand, and our audience, it can easily relate to this kind of, let's say, real estate metrics. But what do you think in general about Phuket as an opportunity to invest in real estate in Southeast Asia? But why I'm asking, Romanians, for example, but I think also the people in other countries in Europe, first they invest in their own country.
Yeah.
Then they start to look around in other countries, which is in their own continent, let's say. And usually they go for warmer countries like Spain.
Yeah.
Many UK citizens bought in Spain, in Costa del Sol, in Costa Blanca. Myself also, I invested in Spain. I have an apartment there. In Romania, maybe sometimes they are looking to Greece. And after 2020, because of big marketing, they started to invest in Dubai. Personally, I have reserve about Dubai. If I'm looking from the plane, I don't see the fundamentals in Dubai. But however, it seems like tens of millions of euro were invested by Romanians in Dubai. Well, nobody is promoting Southeast Asia. So because I was kind of in love with Southeast Asia, and I invested myself, I was thinking, okay, let's help also other citizens in Romania or other countries of Europe to buy here and to direct them, because there are so many projects that you cannot analyze properly if you are a normal tourist or just investor who cannot allocate the time and the resource to study the market well.
Yeah.
So what do you think about investment in Southeast Asia? From my perspective, I think Europe, Romania, but also Europe in general, the Western world is not on a very good trend. I mean, not only in real estate. There are many incertitudes. There are many riots who are starting in different cities in Western Europe, and most probably it will come in Eastern Europe as well because of the migration, because of all this mixing culture and so on. So the taxes, the cost of utilities, gas, and so on. So I kind of if also I evaluate the population trend, so I thought that the future might be Asia and Southeast Asia in terms of living. So, and I started to analyze all these countries, like Thailand. I've been in Vietnam. I invested also in Da Nang. I've been in Philippines. I've been in Bali. I've been all over the place, and in Thailand in many places. So at the end of all this process, I decided that the best place to start is Phuket.
Okay.
Because Thailand is the closest to Europe, is the center of the world, if there would be a center of the world, because over half of the world population, it's in 4 hours distance flight. So over 4 billion people marketing. When you think about liquidity of an investment, if you have here like Indians, Chinese, and Indonesia, Philippines, all these parties, over than half of the population. Europe, we used to consider it's important, but it's 7% of the world economy. I mean, really, we are not so important as we think that we are. So, on the fundamentals point of view, and also in Thailand, I choose Phuket because it's the closest with the European lifestyle. It's the most developed and most expensive in Thailand. And also when I go to Bang Tao, I thought, okay, this is where most of the European and foreigners are good quality guys, and women are like to spend time. And also because of the people. So you have climate, you have the weather, you have the nature, you have the people, you have the ladies are nice, and you know there is a driver also for the men on Western Europe and Eastern Europe now. They move to Asia because they find more smiles here. So I decided to focus on Phuket and to start in Bang Tao based on this kind of analysis of fundamentals. So what do you think? Because you have more experience, not also life experience, but also experience here. Do I judge wrong, or do I figure it out that it's correct? My assumptions are correct, that for Europeans, when they want to invest outside of their continent, they should look, it's Phuket, Thailand.
I think that from my perspective, having travelled quite a bit around the world, I spend a lot of time in Marbella, so I see a lot of what you just said. The Marbella opportunities for me have gone, and when you look at what else has happened, I spent a lot of time in Dubai. I was very, very fortunate to have a lot of good connections with the Dubai royal family, and I got treated quite well through some early stages of the growth in there. When I first got to Dubai, you know, I used to get in a taxi and go all the way to Jebel Ali through the desert. And that's how long ago it was. And now look at it, it's another concrete jungle. So from my perspective, I do go back to Dubai. I have been back, but it's lost all its appeal for me. You know, my last projects in the UK was building 2 tower blocks, helping build, I didn't build it myself, but with a large construction company called Ballymore. We built 2 towers, 150 and 155 floors, 767 apartments, I think it was. And built in a concrete jungle in Canary Wharf. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, it's won loads of awards, and you know, I was proud to be part of it, but would I like to live in there anymore? No. Would I like to, do I really want to be living in that environment? No. I've missed out on the Dubai opportunity really, because I was going to Dubai 3 or 4 times a year, and I saw it grow out of nothing, and I didn't invest, and I didn't do anything because I was so wrapped up in my own business. That's not the situation now. This is me time and looking at my life going forward. And why would I want to be in London? Why would I be in Dubai in that type of environment when we've got every day we can walk down the beach and be healthy, and the food's healthy, and you know, for a fraction of the cost. You know, the other thing to consider, I don't know what it's like in Romania, but in the UK, when you look at your pension contributions and what you can earn on a pension. It's nothing. The
purchasing power of it.
And yet you think about buying off plan out here and the capital appreciation you can earn. Just got to have that confidence you're buying off the right people. And if you do that and you see it through, you'll get that capital appreciation you won't get from a pension plan. And thereafter, you're into a situation where you've got a lovely condo either use as a holiday home if you wish, or get some of your money back by renting out to our managed services. There's one other thing that we should mention is at Nanyang we've built or in the process of building 2 paddle courts. So there'll be more attention to the whole project there, because paddle, as you know, the world is going mental. I give an example. I know stats about this because I've built some paddle courts in the UK. In Spain, there are 20,000 paddle courts. In the UK, there are 500. So it just shows you what the marketplace for is paddle. And I don't know the statistics in Phuket, but I'm sure it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So, but I know the desire. A friend of ours has got a paddle court not far from the Bangtao site, and he's got 2 tennis courts and about 6 paddle courts. Paddles are always full up, and tennis is not so busy. Which he said it's been a transformation from one to the other. One other very important thing, but you asked me a minute ago about, is Bangtao right? The site for you. And with what I've learned from being here just 8 weeks, with all the construction going on down around by Maya Beach and all that, there's so many hotels there. It's going to be nicer to be a little bit further back and away from all the razzmatazz of all the people in the streets at night shouting and hollering, to be a little bit further back so you can jump in and jump out whenever you want. Yeah. You're not involved in the myth of all that noise every night. Don't get me wrong, the vibe, and I was down there yesterday, like we're creating a new unit down there, and the vibe is definitely increasing. You can see what's going to happen there. It's going to be fabulous.
It will be it's transforming a lot. You know, this year is my 6th time when I came here. So sometimes I stay for about 1 or 2 weeks in the hotel, and 2 floors on a building are coming up during my stay. You know,
really?
The speed of the construction, it's also places where I invested now and I live, and they were not existing. It were at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So the speed of transformation of the area, it's really, really high. Mostly in Bangtao area.
Yeah.
It will become a city of itself in a way, I think, more or less.
It will do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Chelsea of Phuket. Another important point about Bangtao, we haven't yet got to it, Nanyang, but with Bangtao, obviously people's concern is construction. Are the companies doing it capable? Are they going to do the job properly? We've chose a contracting company that has done loads of projects. The owners, he's a Welsh guy, Hugh Butler, and he's had the company over 20 years operating in Phuket and done a number of projects. So from a confidence point of view, it's not only coming, you can see what we're building at our place, you can see his portfolio as well, and you can see what there's a lot of confidence from building with using someone that has been on the island, not just turned up like I have, and going to say things and it not happen. We have got the proof that you can build and demonstrate the quality. Yeah.
So I think another point that we should emphasize a little bit is that the fact that the people are not buying, I don't know how it is in UK, but I presume that it's similar because of the weather. They are not buying square meter practically, because you are not selling all your square meters. There are a lot of facilities in a residential complex, and these are expensive facilities like pool, right? Like co-working space, like restaurants, bar, what else? Sauna or everything, like the tennis court, the paddle court.
Yeah.
So all these things, sometimes the restaurants, so all these things makes a living there possible even if you don't leave the resort theoretically.
Absolutely.
So there are all these facilities that help you also to rent, because people, when they want to come, but in Romania, in Bucharest, and maybe in London, when they build just square meter, right? Just living spaces. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
So here it's a totally different approach. So I don't know, of course here is cheaper than in London, but in Bucharest maybe not cheaper than here. But people have to consider that practically what you get here, value versus money, it's much higher.
Yeah.
If I would put this kind of like the zero project in the middle of Bucharest, I think the price you would sell it would be $7,000-8,000 euro per square meter roughly. Here we are speaking about what, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah.
So maybe it looks big, but it's not big.
Yeah.
And also the rentals are higher than in Bucharest.
Yeah.
If I compare unit per unit, we can get here better rent.
Yeah.
And also all over the year, because okay, you have high season, low season, but this is just because Europeans have some summer. But otherwise, the weather here, 12 months in a year, is proper to live. I really like low season. It's not a major difference between 20 and 30 degrees all over the year. So it's just that it's more relaxed. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you can easily live and very nice for the whole year. That's very important. I don't know if you had something to add, if you feel the need to add something that maybe we missed.
No, I think that we've covered all the points. We just want to hopefully get people with confidence to speak to us and engage in conversations. It's not all about a big door that you can't walk through. I'm available to speak to anyone. I'm a workaholic. I work 24 hours a day. Always have done so. And from a security point of view, I had to be available all the time. You know, working with some proper sort of organisations and top professionals, they expect the owner or the representative. Don't get me wrong, we had a whole team beneath it.
Yeah.
But if someone wanted to phone the top person, my phone would ring.
Sure. Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you very much, our viewers. Don't forget, Freedom Group Real Estate, it's exclusive representative for Romania of this project, and we will help you to acquire units in these two projects where I also invested. Thank you.